All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, the great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. Yep, well. We got the usual suspects doing the usual suspect things. All right. In this video, you're going to you're going to see how the usual suspects are illegally taking homes from Jake. So we'll let this video play and we'll get some scripture.
Property fraudsters look for vulnerable homes such as second or vacation homes, rental properties, vacant or unoccupied houses, properties owned by elderly, deceased, or absentee owners, often those with clear title and substantial equity, no outstanding mortgage. They pull basic details from public records, from tax assessments, property listings, or online sources. 2, gathering personal information. Scammers collect the owner's details through public records, social media, data breaches, dark web, or phishing or mail theft. Key info includes full name, social security number, date of birth, and sometimes signatures. This enables identity impersonation. They also create forged documents. Using the stolen info, they prepare fake transfer documents, commonly quitclaim deeds, which transfers interest without warranties and are easy to forge. Warranty of grant deeds. They forge the owner's signature, create fake IDs, for example, driver's licenses, social security cards, and may use a dishonest notary or fake notary stamp to make it look legitimate. In some cases, they impersonate the owner or claim to represent him. The fake deed is filed with the county recorder's office, register of deeds, or equivalent local authority. Once recorded, it creates property. Fraudsters look for vulnerable.
The usual suspects at it again. Boy, I tell you. So what they're doing is getting research on a person, gathering all this information to create fake documents to illegally seize a building that does not belong to them. See, this is how this devil came into power. What we gonna get straight to it. It's in the Apocrypha. Ecclesiasticus 10. I would start at 7. It says, pride is hateful before God and man, and by both does one commit iniquity. And there's nobody more prideful than bad Uncle Esau, the so-called wild man, the so-called white man, the wild man, especially the chief house of Edom, which is Amalek. There's no other people on this world more prideful than them. And the reason why they have this pride is because they've gone so long without having any type of accountability for their wicked deeds, because it's by their wickedness that they were able to get into control. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. How did this man acquire all his riches? Through theft. And it's always aimed at you Jakes. And this just goes to show you that the whole system is corrupt and is aimed to destroy you, Jakes, because who in their right mind would want to lose their hey, what are those people called again? Who do the stamps that make that can make a document legal? Oh, notaries. So who would risk their notary license, their business license, their lawyer license, all these other professions where you have to have a license? Who would risk their job and their business for that if it wasn't for the fact that all these people work together and they know they're not going to snitch on each other? The whole thing is corrupted, and these devils are using it to their advantage to inflict more pain on you Israelites. What's that? John 10:10. The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. All right, John 10:10. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And that's what he does with his unrighteous decrees, according to Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and the right grievousness which they have prescribed. Like I said, they get false notary stamps. They get paperwork, forged signatures to send to the county record of claims. All right, they're running a whole RICO operation. That's what they're doing. They are literally performing a RICO operation. And the only reason why they have the pride and the gall to do such a thing is because they have the system to back them up, and they have the money to pay people with bullets to help them get their way. Like it says in Wisdom of Solomon 2, where it says 2:10, it says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Who is that? The Israelites. Because, like I said, they're only doing this to Jake. They're not doing this to Ishmael. They're not doing this to Ham. They're not doing this to Moab. They're doing it to Jakes who have, as the man said, who have owned these buildings and these titles and these properties for years. And now because they want to increase their bottom line, or whether they're trying to get a new vacation home or buy a home because, things aren't looking so good over there where they claim to be the chosen people. All right. They're for whatever reason, they're illegally gathering homes from Jake. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Because they don't care if they're kicking these Jakes out and that they'll be homeless, when we already got a homeless crisis going on here in America because people are not making enough money to be able to afford rent or a mortgage. So you're talking about folks that have been in a place for years and haven't had to worry about a mortgage, and you're going to kick them out? That shit is ridiculous, man. The pride of these devils. It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. As I said before, they're running a whole RICO scheme, because if they're able to pass all this fraudulent paperwork through and then come up to somebody like it's legit and they got to move, that means that every person in this process has to be in on the con, meaning that all these people have to be related, or they have to have some type of family or friend network to say, okay, we'll do this. Just hit me up on the back end when you do it. See, that's the only that's the only thing that makes sense, which gives them the pride and the audacity to just outright steal. But we know this is this guy's MO, like we just read. The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and destroy. And you heard what the man said. They steal identities. They pretend to be people. I was like, boy, I mean, that fits this guy to a T. Because that's, at the end of the day, that's this devil's biggest theft and crime. Stealing an identity, the most regal identity of them all, to make it theirs. And see, this is why many people around the world are starting to look at them with the stink eye, because of, as the scripture says, the control. I'm going to get it in this one because I have to spell it a certain way. Isaiah 13 and I'm just get to the point. 8. It's Isaiah 34 and 8. It says, for it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. And what's that controversy? Who the Israelites truly are. Who the real so-called Jews are, even though there is the whole nation of Israel is not Jews or Israelites. All right, there's 12 different tribes, but nonetheless, okay, this the biggest theft that these devils did was steal our identity, okay, and go around telling the world that, hey, we're the real chosen people of the Lord, not these guys. And if they're willing to steal the most regal and absolute identity, it's nothing. It is nothing for them to put in some paperwork to take somebody else's identity so they can get your hard-earned fruits of your labor. They done already spent trillions of dollars scamming the world. What's a couple of $100 to acquire a building that's probably going to make them $3-4 million, you know? But yeah, you know, that's all I wanted to say on this. As I said before, you know, this type of underhanded dealing is the whole reason why the whole world is looking at them with the stink eye. All right. And then they got the nerve to be like, why does nobody like us? Why does everybody hate us? Because you're the devil. That's really all it is to it. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Till the next time, we're going to say shalom.